How is the Russian-Ukrainian war impacting crypto? How is crypto impacting the war? And what lessons can we learn about how all of this is impacting your freedom? So these are the questions that we want to answer. Is the war causing an increase in crypto trading? How much crypto is owned by people in Russia? Have Russian wallets been blocked? Will oligarchs start buying huge amounts of crypto? The Russian stock exchange is closed. What impact will that have on crypto? And how is crypto being used in the war itself? If you're new to my channel, One Direct Democracy is a movement for upgrading the global democratic system by taking power away from politicians, putting it in the hands of the people by using direct democracy. It'll also eliminate left and right politics. I've created the technology and a plan for how to make it work. If you want to learn more about it, check the links in the description. For each episode, I'll pick an important issue, give you an outline of the problem, suggest solutions, and then you can decide how you would vote. In this case, if you could vote on how crypto is regulated in your country, how would you vote? Okay, if you just want to listen to another talking head that isn't actually interested in doing anything, you're in the wrong place. If you want to be part of the solution, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about how the Russia-Ukraine war impacts crypto prices, but this is also going to reveal some of the mechanics and inner workings of what's really going on. A lot of the issues that we'll be discussing will have long-term consequences for the future of crypto, because this war will not just trigger more regulation, it will trigger more specific types of regulation. Alright, so let's start with whether the war is causing an increase in crypto trading. According to this article in Wired magazine, cryptocurrency trading is skyrocketing in popularity, both in sanction-stricken Russia and war-torn Ukraine. According to figures by cryptocurrency analytics firm Kaiko, cited by Bloomberg, as of February 28, the amounts of Bitcoin traded using the Russian ruble had surged to the highest point since May 2021, while trading volumes for the Ukrainian hryvnia had reached the highest point since October. Kaiko reported a similar pattern of frantic trade between the two currencies and Tether. Tether is a stable coin pegged to the US dollar. So what impact will this have on crypto prices? Well, if all else is equal, this will push crypto prices up. What can we conclude about crypto? Well, in this case, both populations are stressed, albeit for slightly different reasons, and while they're stressed, they're reaching for more crypto. So this is obviously bullish for the long-term prospects of crypto. This also tells us something about how people think about crypto when they're in a stressed situation. They might think of it as a safe haven, but regardless of whether it's safer or not, it's definitely seen to be a viable alternative. Now, continuing from the same article, the Ukrainian government is pushing for a blanket ban on cryptocurrency transactions coming from all Russian individuals, regardless of sanction status, in order to sabotage ordinary users and put pressure on Putin's regime. Exchanges have so far resisted that call, and the CEOs of Binance and the US-backed Kraken have come out strongly against the idea, citing crypto's libertarian underpinnings. So what impact will this have on crypto prices? Well, if all else is constant, this will push crypto prices down, for the obvious reason that all of the Russian accounts will be blocked from trading. What can we conclude about crypto? Well, this tells us that governments don't have the ability to block accounts that are directly held on a chain, but the government obviously has the ability to block wallets that are set up with crypto exchanges. This is one of the obvious disadvantages of using a regulated exchange. And just to confirm what I'm saying, the article goes on to say, if legally required to do so by US or European authorities, exchanges would have to resort to geo-blocking techniques in order to prevent all Russians from using their services. Okay, so this only matters if Russians represent a large portion of the crypto world. So what are those numbers? By one index, Russia ranks 18th in the world in cryptocurrency adoption, according to Chainalysis. And Bloomberg estimated that it's home to at least 214 billion worth of crypto, or 12% of the industry's total value. Okay, so have Russian wallets actually been blocked? According to this article from Wired, crypto exchange Coinbase blocked over 25,000 Russia-linked addresses that it believes were linked to illicit activity to comply with sanctions against Russia. So what impact will this have on the price of crypto? Well, that depends on who owns these wallets. If they're owned by oligarchs, it's likely that they have a lot of money in them, and therefore this is going to cause crypto prices to move down because the oligarchs won't be able to do any trading. On the other hand, if these wallets are just owned by small-time drug dealers and hackers, then it likely won't make any difference. And what can we conclude about crypto? Well, again, this is a reason not to have your money in a crypto exchange. Alright, so the next question is, are oligarchs trying to buy huge amounts of crypto right now? Well, even though their money is safe if it's already in crypto. The problem is that transferring money from a bank into crypto is not something that is a covert act. It's very easy for international authorities to see large amounts of money transferred from any bank into any wallet. As soon as the wallet is identified, all crypto exchanges can be forced to block that wallet. So if oligarchs want to buy large amounts of crypto, they won't be able to use a regulated exchange. They'll have to use an unregulated exchange or complete direct transactions with other owners of crypto. And that's not an easy thing to do. Okay, now the Russian stock exchange is closed. So what impact will that have on crypto? According to Reuters, Russia's central bank on Saturday said it had decided not to reopen stock market trading on the Moscow exchange from March 14 to 18. Okay, so we're into the third week of the war and it's still closed. It has to open sometime. What do we think will happen when it opens? According to this article from Bloomberg, in short, a nosedive. Even after the rout that triggered the shutdown, analysts estimate anywhere from 20 to 50% of the gauge's value, the gauge meaning the index, could still be erased when trading reopens. The 90% plus wipeouts seen in Russian shares traded in London, as well as the extreme plunge in Russia-focused exchange-traded funds, or EFTs, hint at the scope of further losses. So what impact will this have on crypto? Obviously, the exchange has to open at some point in time, and when it does, there will be a lot of selling. The people that sell are in two categories. They're either Russian or they're foreigners. If they're foreigners, they'll sell, they'll get rubles, they'll convert the rubles to whatever their usual fiat currency is. That will cause more downward pressure on the ruble. If they're Russians, they'll receive rubles, they'll see further downward pressure on the ruble, they won't want rubles, more of them will be interested in buying crypto. So the net result of it is that this is bullish for crypto. Okay, how is crypto being used in the war itself? Well, the first point to make is that Ukraine is crypto friendly. According to this article from ABC News, Alex Bornikov is the Ukrainian Deputy Minister for Digital Transformation, and just 2 weeks ago, he addressed a conference in Denver about the country's long-term goal of becoming the largest crypto-friendly country in the world. The article also states, Ukraine officially legitimized Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies last year and ranks 4th on the Global Crypto Adoption Index. Okay, so how's crypto being used in the war? Well, the simple answer is it's being used to make donations. The Ukrainian Minister for Digital Transformation, Mikhailo Fedorov, has been calling for cryptocurrency donations to the government's wallets, hosted on crypto exchange Kuna. So these are donations to the government of Ukraine, not to non-profits, directly to the government. That tells you something about how the Ukrainian government thinks about crypto. The crowdfunding campaign has raised over $51 million in various cryptocurrencies as of March 3. Now this video is being shot on March 14, so that number will be much higher now. So what impact will this have on crypto prices? Well, this is all very interesting, and it's very impressive to see what the Ukrainian government is doing, but these numbers are just not big enough to have a big impact on cryptos like Bitcoin and Ether. But of course, if they're dealing in smaller cryptos, then these numbers might be material, and it would be bullish for those cryptocurrencies. All right, so one of the obvious conclusions to draw from all of this is that crypto exchanges have some obvious pros and cons. The pros are that they make it a lot easier for the average person to trade in crypto, but the obvious con is that the government can cut you off anytime they want to. In this situation, we can all agree that oligarchs should be sanctioned, but the flip side is that if they can be sanctioned, of course that also means that you can be sanctioned. So owning crypto through exchanges like Binance, Crypto.com, and Coinbase won't help you. Having money sitting in the form of cryptocurrency in one of these exchanges is no different than having your money sitting in a fiat currency bank account in a regular bank. Let me know what you think in the comments. The reality is that we've reached a point in time in our evolution where representative democracy no longer serves the will of the people, and the problems that made direct democracy impractical have been solved. That's why I created One Direct Democracy. It's a movement for upgrading the global democratic system by taking power away from the politicians and putting it in the hands of the people by using direct democracy. I've created the technology and a plan for how to make it work. We don't have to convince any politicians or any powerful people to do anything to make this happen. We have the power to do it on our own. We just have to decide to do it. If you're new to all of this, check out the links in the description and the other videos on my channel. Direct democracy is the purest form of democracy. Representative democracy is an outdated, blunt instrument.